Hey, it's Yin, back at it again with another reading. This is for Sagittarius, the energy of Sagittarius. Keep in mind, we have access to all of the zodiac, the same way we have access to all the planets. So use your spiritual discretion when it comes to watching, especially my videos, and watch the one that resonates with you the most, okay? Just don't stick to your sun sign just because you think you have to. You know, you use your birth chart as a reference in terms of areas of your life and what you need to pinpoint. But yeah, just use discernment. Also keep in mind the sun is in Leo. The sun is in Libra right now. That affects us all, as well as a new moon in Libra that we're still feeling the effects of, and the Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot going on. So keep that in mind as well when you're watching these readings, okay? I'm going to pull out some general cards. I'm going to use extra cards to clarify and get into the nitty-gritty afterwards, okay? So let's get started. What is the present energy for the Sagittarius collective? Ooh, okay, we got two that came out. We got the Hermit and the Queen of Wands. So there you are. It's the Queen of Wands, the full scope of your power, of your energy, and the Hermit. The thing that really pops out to me is this black cat, especially in terms of the Hermit, because the Hermit is about introspection, like really looking within yourself. And the black cat is about using that intuition when it comes to putting things into action. Okay, let's see where you guys just came from. Okay, Judgment, a moment of truth done happen. I don't know if that was for you or somebody involved with you. Moment of truth. Feels like it's a moment of truth for you, regardless of who is involved. What's crowning Sagittarius? Nine of Wands. Sticking to your guns. This could be like a, I'm almost there. You see how she got bandages. She's been through a lot on her journey, right? In terms of the actions that she's taken, but she's almost there. And but what I'm really getting for here is standing your ground. I feel like this is a lot of like really deciding what you want for the Queen of Wands. You see how they're both holding that wand, and now the Queen is like in that leadership with that wand. So there's something definitely significant happening with y'all off the bat. Let's see what's challenging Sagittarius collective at this time. What's this challenge for Sagittarius energy? Five of Cups. Grieving. Being able to get past grieving. Feels like whatever moment of truth came out has really made you look within to decide. Like really, it's not like you guys don't know who you are. Most Sagittarius really know who they are. There's usually so much about who they are that maybe they tend to clash. But from what I'm getting here is that where you stand in whatever this situation is has caused you a lot of grief and has you questioning even more in terms of, it's giving me very, I need to know my purpose when it comes to this situation or maybe as a whole, because you're grieving something that's not quite what it is anymore. Let's keep going because there's more to this, but I want to get really in depth with it when it comes to the clarifiers. What's in the environment? Okay. We got Seven of Cups, which is about fantasizing, exploring our options, dreaming of some kind. But then we have Five of Swords, which is like mental games, maybe tit for tat energy, trying to one up the other person. You know, with these two, this is giving me a little bit of paranoia. Like they're out to get me. They're going to do this. They're going to try to hurt me. I got to do this if they don't do that. It's like looking at all your options and trying to protect yourself. So this is coming off as a re-realization of strength. What is the Sagittarius going into? What do they expect? Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so a lot of you guys are viewing a relationship that you might have a lot differently. That's like the most basic message I can get out of that at this time. Okay, so with the Five of Cups, this grief and this mourning, you see how these three cups were spilled over and she's too busy grieving these until she turns around and sees that there's two cups here. I feel like this is the expectation of what's going to happen. Like, you know, when the cup is upside down, it can't hold water. Water standing for love and emotions. It's really questioning relationships and how they hold water when it comes to you. What's hiding from Sagittarius at this time? Ooh, that fell way to the ground. Okay, I got Ace of Swords, but when I picked it up, I picked it up and saw it in reverse. So I feel like there's a download of information that's not happening due to maybe the emotions that you're feeling at this time, or grief. It's like, it's giving me like, it's like I don't want any good news because no good news happens. I could be wrong, but that's what it's feeling like. I could be wrong in terms of how I am translating the energy, at least. But we're going to keep going. With the Chariot at the bottom of the deck too, it's like going the right way. And I feel like there's a way you can go about whatever you're going through right now, but you might not want to because it might leave you vulnerable of some kind. Or again, it's like, well, it's just going to end in bad news again. What's the strength of Sagittarius energy? All right, the Nine of Pentacles. The strength is being independent, very sufficient, being able to feel secure and stable. So if this is about finances are definitely not an issue, but I don't think so. It's like, I'm good. It's the energy it's giving me. I'm good. I know I'm good. I know I'm right. I know I'm stable. It's other people. It's dealing with other unstable people that kind of got you messed up. Like, why am I investing in these people? Why am I investing in this person? For what? We're going to find out. Because I feel like there's some information that's hiding from you that you might not be willing to see or might not be able to see yet because of all the disappointment that's been happening. It's like a truth came out when it came to a person, and it's like been so devastating that it's really made you question whether or not you want to even be involved with whoever this is. But you want to be. I do know. I don't know why yet. What is the spiritual guidance of Sagittarius Collective at this time? It's the first card that fell. The Empress, being nurturing. This is mother energy. Some of you guys are called to nurture this person. I'm just going to say the word boundaries. Let's put it that way. Because obviously a boundary was crossed here to put you in this place. But there's a way to nurture them. You know, sometimes the best thing to do for somebody is to maybe leave them alone or be independent. Allow them to be independent. Let me see. And the Ace of Cups in reverse. Ooh, yep. This is tough love. This is tough love. And I don't even think this is about like necessarily like being tough on them. It's just that it's like you can't, you know, what's the saying? The saying is like the fish saying. Like teach him how to fish instead of giving him the fish, something like that. Because every time I feel like y'all been giving people fish and they just take advantage and they want more fish. And what they really need to learn how to do is to learn how to fish for themselves. And now you're learning it. You're learning. Okay, so for some of y'all realizing that y'all enabled somebody. Or you might be having some introspection. Like, I tend to enable somebody. I share too much. I give out too much. And you're feeling really angry with this person. But I feel like this is, I wouldn't even be too focused on them and be focused on you. Like, where have you crossed that boundary? Where have they drained you? You know? What's the most probable outcome? Yeah, the Chariot, go in the right direction, going where your calling is. You'll understand a balance here. I'm definitely seeing. Let me get one more. Four of Wands in reverse. Ooh, somebody look like they're about to get kicked out. It doesn't have to be literal, but it looks like somebody's either getting kicked out of a household or they won't be babied as they are, or catered to as they were. And y'all, some of y'all might be saying, like, I didn't baby them. But it's like, if they need a little bit more of independent way of going about things and you kept helping them, then essentially that is babying them. That's enabling them, you know. For you, it's you being kind. For them, it's enabling them on their bullshit. The Two of Swords, this is cutting something or someone out. Let's get into the clarifiers. Mind you, I shuffled this deck right before I hit record, my clarifying deck, and I got the Two of Swords as well. So there's definitely a cutoff. This is screaming boundaries to me. Screaming it. Let's see what's going on with the Judgment. I want to see that firsthand. What happened? Everything's falling out upside down. Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. So with the Two of Pentacles, this is normally about balancing your everyday duties and responsibilities versus your spiritual needs and self-care. This in reverse is telling me that's not what was going on. Some of you guys is giving me a little bit of savior to make yourselves, not make yourselves feel better, but it's probably y'all calling, y'all purpose, especially with the spiritual guidance being the Empress. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't have to give everybody everything in order to, you know, show them love. Sometimes letting them, you know, like teaching somebody how to ride a bike. You got to let go of the seat eventually. You know what I mean? The hangman normally in upright is, you know, waiting, somebody being in a cocoon and preparing, you know. It also can be a martyr thing, like being a sacrifice. But with this in reverse, this is telling me somebody's ready to spread their wings and fly. This is giving me kicked out the nest. It don't even have to be something bad that happens. Some of y'all just really realize y'all got to let somebody go and you can't help them the way you wanted or thought you could help them, and that's what's causing the grief itself. Let's clarify the Hermit when it comes to the Queen of Wands. Let's clarify the Hermit, please, for the Sagittarius collective. Yeah, Six of Cups. This is definitely a child or somebody you grew up with during your childhood. Something like that. There's somebody who they stand for something really important when it comes to your identity. Especially if this is like a child. So they're like, let's say if this is about your child, then they are attached to your identity when it comes to being a mother. You know, if this is your husband or your significant other, this has a lot to do with you being a wife or a girlfriend or a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. Clarify the Queen of Wands here for the Sagittarius collective. We got two of them. We got the Five of Swords, which was in the environment, and the Ten of Wands, a burden. Yeah, this is giving they're too grown for this. I can't fix this for them. Because when you try to, you end up resenting them and carrying their burdens. It's really that simple. Damn. Yeah, it's time to cut them off. It's time for them to fish on their own. Let's clarify the Five of Cups, this grief I done buried. That's the challenge. Eight of Pentacles. It's going to be hard, consistent work on keeping your foot down when it comes to, that's probably what I'm getting with the Nine of Wands too. It's keeping your foot down and standing your ground. For this to be crowning the thoughts, I feel like you guys are pretty determined on doing this and standing your ground. However, it's going to take a lot of consistent work in order to do so. And I feel like that's causing you guys grief because normally you're so willing to be able to help somebody. This is definitely a family dynamic or a dynamic with the Ten of Cups where there's love within a group of people or a family dynamic. In the environment, we're going to clarify the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords, that it's given paranoia. Like, what if they don't do well? What if they land on their face? It's like, you know, with it being Libra season, I'm noticing a pattern in these readings. There's two extremes, right? There's two sides of the scale. And you have to balance them both. They got to be in the air. One can't be way down here. One can't be way up here. It needs to be balanced, right? So there's either a lot of resentment for them using you, or it's like, they need my help. I have to do this for them. I have to tell this to them. I have to... Let's clarify. Lovers. Yep. A choice in love. Dealing with somebody that you love very, very deeply. Let me get one more. And then the Eight of Swords. This is mentally... Ooh, with the Tower in the bottom. Okay, hold on. Getting way more cards than I asked for. So with the Eight of Swords, you see how she's mentally stuck? Mentally. When she looks in the mirror, she's stuck, but outward, she's not. This is about really feeling stuck in terms of a love dynamic between two people. Feeling stuck, maybe even to the point of obligation. The Tower is that crashing down. That has to come to an end. Seems like that's what y'all were built on, and that's not going to do anymore. It's time for somebody to stand up on the stage alone. With the Six of Wands, they need to be able to recognize their own strength. You need to be able to recognize your own strength without feeling that your worth is depending on how you help somebody. Let's get the Nine of Wands up here. Whoa, that flew. Yeah, equal give and take. I think that there was a imbalance in that. Somebody wasn't given reciprocity. There was no equal give and take, or if there was, it was very codependent, and I think you're realizing that now and changing that. Let's see what's coming up with the Two of Cups in reverse. Page of Pentacles. This is someone just learning how to be stable on their own. Just learning it. Also news of being stable. I feel like, especially if this is a child dynamic I'm reading, but really... This could be anybody. This could be a friend that keeps asking you for bread or somewhere to stay. This could be a man in your life or a woman in your life who's always just heavily codependent on you. And maybe the codependency is it makes you feel good. It makes you feel of value. I'm not seeing a complete ending in the relationship. It really determines, because tarot ain't nothing but telling you the energies that happen. This is not... Everybody got free will, right? So if you decide to change your mind, then none of this matters. But... the dynamic to which the relationship is ending for sure. it needs to end for sure, or it's going to end in a very messy way if there isn't change. But I'm seeing there's already being a realization, so I don't think a lot of y'all have that problem. But there's probably going to be a little bit of a disconnect for a period of time while this person is trying to stand on their own. They might resent you for a little bit until they gather your strength, but it seems like you're making the right decision. Let me see what's hiding from you here with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Some information that needs to come in. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is going to take its sweet time. Also, what it's giving me is what you might not realize. You might have some regrets on maybe enabling somebody or babying somebody or holding their hand through something. But they're about to, as much as it might feel like you're just kicking them out the nest and it's really abrupt, everything you've already consistently put effort into them, they're going to start seeing that. It's going to start being implemented in their life. So it's not like you just babied them completely. They're going to start seeing how you were able to do things, and they're going to be able to finally do things on their own, instead of expecting you to save them. So that's, if you're having any kind of regrets, okay? Because Ace of Swords in reverse is also regret. So if you're having any regrets, trust me, there's no reason to regret everything that you have instilled in this person, even if it was quote-unquote babying them. That was nothing but seeds planted in their garden, and it's time for them to invest in themselves now. Let's see what your strength is with the Nine of Pentacles. Nope, they don't want to come out. Okay, we got 2. Oh, okay. So, 5 of Wands is a fight. It's a fight. It could be a little competitive, but it's a big old fight. And the Judgment card, which we got earlier in the past, remember? So a moment of truth. The truth came out. You stood your ground. You were like, listen, I don't need you like that. And maybe it didn't come out like that, but it was like, you need me. You've been using me. You've been doing this. I could stand all by my own. Can you stand on your own? Because the last time I checked, you've been real dependent on me. You need to do your own shit. You need to stand independent. Let's see the spiritual guidance for the Empress. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, so the Queen of Pentacles knows how to be stable, knows how to provide for others, and you know, hold it down, right? Hold the house down, right? And I feel like what you're going to be realizing is a new way of doing that. A new way. You're going to realize, you're going to think that you are no longer supporting this person, but you are actually still supporting this person by not supporting the person. I know that sounds backwards, but it's so true. It's going to be the best thing that ever happened to them. Let me see what the Ace of Cups is in reverse. Does that want to come out? Sure. King of Cups. This is about emotional maturity. Knowing when to give your love, when people are crossing your emotional boundaries, when people are drinking out of your cup and not putting anything in return. Hence the tap is dry. It's like, I'm not putting any more into you until you start putting into me. Or until you know that you've been able to mature yourself. You also... evolving your emotions into mastery, being able to understand why you feel the things that the way you do. Like, it's okay to feel grief, it's okay to feel regret, it's okay to feel even agitated with whoever the hell this is, but as long as you really address that inside, and if you address that inside, you're going to be able to determine how important this is, not only for your emotional development, but theirs as well. Let's get the most probable outcome with the Chariot, the right direction. And the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, Six of Swords. Things are going into a calmer place. Somebody's definitely moving out the house. Somebody got kicked out. Somebody's just moving out. I don't know what that is. But they're finally going on the direction they're supposed to go. And you are finally going on your direction as well. Let me get another, please. Okay, the Queen of Swords. This is our Ice Queen. She could be a hard ass and not care about nobody feeling sometimes. But it's not even about that. Sometimes it's not about that. It's giving very, I love you. I love you so much. I support you, but you need to do this, and you need to do this on your own. And how I feel and how you feel doesn't matter at this time. You need to go off on your own. With the Chariot at the bottom of the deck, I want to pull one more card here. Clarify the collective of it. Yeah, investment. You've invested enough in this person. Enough. It's sprouting. Now it's time for them to take care of themselves. I feel like I repeated the same thing, and I'm sorry. Things coming to completion with the Ten of Swords. A lot of that burden, a lot of that mental anguish and pain, it will subside, okay? Just work through those emotions. Find a balance. You don't have to be regretful. You don't have to be, you know, paranoid or feeling like they're going to be against you or they won't understand. Okay, August. So August is telling me that things might have shown the light to you a little bit at when August was here. That's not that far off in the past, right? August is when you started to see the signs, or maybe something popped off in August. Maybe this argument happened in August, but now the results of it is coming out. Let's get some more clarifiers. Spiritual guidance, protection from harm. If you're feeling paranoia, especially if this is not somebody who you feel really cares about you, you are protected. Also, they are protected. So a lot of you guys might be worrying about if this person's going to be okay without you, and they are. They are going to be fine. They are going to be fine. I don't know what you believe in. Whoever's watching, you have religious aspects. Just believe in the universe. You might believe in spirit guides, ancestral guides, and everything. But they are protected. You helped them. You taught them how to manifest on their own. But it just has been laying dormant until all of this popped off. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Not only is this a fresh start for this person to not be codependent, this is a fresh start for you to not be codependent, to have the validation of helping on somebody, as well as this is going to help this person get their own fresh start when it comes to being self-sufficient. Okay, the dragon, beware of self-delusion. Again, this is about understanding your place in somebody's life. But pineapple, recognition. I just think that there's a high possibility for most of you guys that you guys are going to come together and really have a stronger relationship, whoever this is, because of them being independent and you allowing them to. Let me get a couple more. Okay, mule. Someone's extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Somebody's probably real pissed at you. They think you're the enemy for cutting them off, for boundaries. You know, somebody told me that there should be, this was a while ago, dealing with people I shouldn't be dealing with, and they were like, there should be no such thing as boundaries in love. Sir. No, what are you saying? How are you going to tell me that you stubborn as hell to even think something like that? You just don't want this to end how the dynamic has been. Boundaries are important. I didn't say a wall up where nobody get in. I said boundaries like a fence, a locked fence. I'm going to let you in, but everybody has their boundaries, right? Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. For a lot of y'all, this is children, because look at the kangaroo with the pouch. Yeah. A lot of y'all were prepared for this to happen. A lot of y'all have been creeping up on getting fed up. Bag, something important, such as a new job or raise. Two things. This person, especially if they're getting kicked out the house or you financially cut them off, they're going to have to find new ways to be able to financially sustain themselves. Also, when I see a new job, that means a new way of mothering. You're stepping into a new phase of mothering. Like I said, you don't have to be a mother. This is about nurturing somebody and caring for somebody. This is about feminine energy, that nurturing aspect. Okay. Handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be very important. Somebody about to get an interview. For sure. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay? Also, from what I'm getting with that handshake too, is that somebody that you might not be familiar with, maybe a stranger, you know, was explaining their situation. Could it be in person? Could be something you watched on YouTube. It could be anybody. And it was like, you know what? And their examples and their situation in their life helped you understand the dynamic between you and another person, or maybe people. Because it feels like one person, but for a lot of y'all, this might be general things you're realizing about yourself in terms of how you approach your relationships and how you give and give and give because it's your nature. When in reality, you know, people have a tendency to take too much. Okay, yeah, with the bottom yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Right? So you don't need to feel that way anymore. And you don't have to feel like you have to resent them either. Like I said, there is a balance. And we're all learning that this Libra season. Okay, we're going to get some angel cards and then we'll wrap it up, okay? All right. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So whatever you're doing and whatever you're feeling when you're using your intuition and your instincts, that gut feeling, I have to do this, I have to cut this person off, it's time for boundaries. There's no need for feeling guilty. It means it's time. It's divine time. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say for the Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. A lot of people do, I feel, see you that way. see you to be a matter of fact, especially now. If they didn't before, they're going to see you a little bit shrewd, like a fox. And you're going to tell them, listen, in this world, yes, you have love, you have people who care about you, you have support, but we all have a relationship with ourselves, and we have to do things for ourselves. All right, Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Again, that just speaks to the evolution of yourself, right? Take a break, a life's work, not a session. Get off the treadmill. Again, if a relationship is starting to feel like work, that's not okay. That I feel like everything I'm saying is just repeating it and revising the same sentence over and over, because I feel like whatever y'all know, this is just a confirmation that you guys are doing the right thing. Or if you haven't done it yet, the time is going to come, judgment time is going to come, where shit's going to hit the fan. Somebody might be like, yo, you don't do this for me, that for me. You're going to look at them like, are you crazy? I do everything in my power for you. You cut off. It's like, remember how I said, if you got to teach somebody to fish instead of giving them the fish. It's like they complain because you ain't take out the bones. You're going to look at them like they're crazy. Are you kidding me? I shouldn't even be giving you this fish in the first place. In fact, go fish for yourself. At the bottom of the deck, the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Like I said, a lot of you guys, this is family or a soul family of some kind. And it's time. I don't know how else to say it, how else to state it. Okay? So yeah, that's it. That's the reading, Sag. I hope this helped. And till next time, good luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye.